Good afternoon to all. This is Denny Johnson, Senior Director of Brotherhood Engagement and Outreach for the General Headquarters of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, coming to you live from ALC 52, better known as the Congressional Black Caucus, here in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. Just wanted to share a perspective I have with me, Mrs. Elsie Cook Holmes, who's the International President and Chair of the Board of Directors for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. How are you this afternoon, ma'am?
I am well and excited to be here at ALC 52.
So good to have you. It's always good to see you and all. We know that just coming off this very enriching conversation of all the D9 presidents, but wanted to get your perspective of what do you feel is the most important advocacy issue facing D9 organizations, and how will you as International President, Delta Sigma Theta, look to address it?
We are in some critical times, so I will tell you that it is difficult to pick one issue, but I am going to pick the one that permeates and impacts so many other things, and that's the issue of protecting our right to vote. From a national level, we know that there have been challenges and just outright suppression to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. So we still advocate for Congress to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act so that all of the voting rights that our forefathers and foremothers fought so hard for, and the Civil Rights Acts of the past and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 has continued to be eroded, but at this point, it's practically non-existent. So to have that protection on a national level at a time when each one of our states, in 44 states, there have been laws introduced to restrict rights to vote. And we know those restrictions disproportionately affect our communities. They affect brown people. They reflect black people. They affect people with disabilities and those that don't have the means, as some others do, to really be able to understand, as well as even travel to be able to exercise their rights to vote. So I would say that, and that permeates, because if we don't have the laws that are passed, it permeates so many other things. It permeates redistricting, so that things continue to be tighter from a law perspective. It permeates economic parity. It permeates educational development and parity. So it really impacts so much. And though all of those other areas are important, if we don't protect our right to vote, other rights that we continue to fight so hard for will continue to be eroded.
We know that Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated has a seat at the table and at the forefront of leadership as it pertains to advocacy and all. And we're glad to know under your helm, they will continue as you look to downside of your administration and the upside of the next administration. That train will still continue to move. So we're glad to know that you all are making a difference and will continue to make a difference.
Absolutely. We continue to make a difference in so many areas, like you say, the advocacy as well as the action. But certainly with the 2024 election coming up, key things in terms of education, including education on the issues, as well as education on the laws in each individual state, certainly registration, mobilization, and making sure that our vote is also protected. As folks are looking to go to vote. And that's not only our members, but the D9 as a whole, our communities as a whole. It's absolutely critical. And Delta's taken further steps as we are looking to fight voter suppression laws, and entered with the NAACP Legal Defense Fund 2 lawsuits, one in the state of Georgia, one in the state of Texas, to fight the voter suppression laws that have been passed and challenge their constitutionality. And so the one in Texas is active right now. So one of the key things that we are doing. We have members in that courtroom every day for a trial that's expected to last a couple of months. We have some of our members that will be testifying on suppression that has occurred and the impact that it has had not on our members and our community. So we've taken that as a step further, in addition to the other things that we are doing to make sure that we continue to protect and advocate for our rights to vote.
Madam President, I want to just say thank you so much for what you do, what you look to do through your leadership as International President and Board of Directors Chair for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I know it's in capable hands, and know that you will continue to be at the forefront and at the table, and also be an encouragement to the other D9 organizations as well, because as we continue to say so often, we're one. We're 9 parties made up at one. And when we allow all of our organizations to form a fist to come together from fingers with the power that we have, because we know that there's been talks and conversations about erasing D9 organizations, but we're here to stay. We stand on the shoulders of our forefathers and foremothers as terms of the sororities and making a difference, and we're going to continue. And so glad to know that you're one of those leaders that are doing so.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I just want to emphasize what you said as well, that our collective power is strong, so we have to make sure that we use it, and we definitely know that we are better together.
Elsie Holmes, International President and Board of Directors Chair for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Thank you for your time once again. This is Denny Johnson signing off. Thank you so much, dear.